having a look to see how my assistant's going with her first attempt at painting this way. She's doing really well. I can see all the lovely stalks coming in. We can see she started on the blooms, but I'm noticing she's having a little bit of an issue with blending. Now, blending is when you mix one colour with another and you want to have a difference, but you want them to matte in nicely, or it can be with the tones from a dark to a light. Part of the reason is her paintbrush is too dry. You can tell. Come closer and have a look at this. You can see that it's just a little bit dry. This is what I call the fuzzy teddies. If you had a look at a teddy bear from the outside, it would have a fuzzy edge. We don't want that, we want it nice and smooth. So I'm going to show you how to paint and avoid that. So as I was saying, this area here is what is suffering from what I call the fuzzy teddies. It's just, you know, a blurry, rough outline. We don't want that, we want everything to be smoother. So by using the medium that I put on the plate and a bit of water, mixing up another grey that's somewhere in between, that's about right, isn't it? See how it's softened straight away? I've gotten rid of that, but I'm not really sure what's happening on the form. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got a nice dark piece coming up, so there's a chance to do what I call a bit of correction. Keep the paint nice and fluid. I'm working towards getting the tone I need, which is about right for there. Yep, you started doing that. So we're going to put it in even more. Now, you can use the edge of this brush to get a nice clean edge. If you're not getting a clean edge, it's because you don't have enough medium. See? That's how you do it. And now I'm noticing it's nice and light at the bottom, so I'm just going to flick that in. So while your painting is wet, you can do what's called wet on wet blending. Wet on wet blending means you're dragging one wet colour into another that's still wet that you've laid down on the canvas. Now I'm noticing it's slightly lighter up here, so I'm going to put that in as well. And I'm getting a nice edge pretty easily. Now, it's slightly lighter in this piece that comes up here, so I'll just pop that in. And we're starting to build up this feeling that there's a few petals there. There's quite a highlight on the edge of this, so I'm going to add a bit more white. Park a bit of paint there and drag it down. Nice one. There we go. Over here, I'm going to use a bit more medium, not too much. I've already got paint down there, I just want to lighten it a bit and get a cleaner edge. There we have it. And then so I'm following, as you can see, I'm not going straight up and down, I'm following where these fibres are on here. These fibres seem to be travelling like that, and then they travel into a central point, yes, from which they go up and around. So I'm working with that directional element. So I need to put a fair bit of medium on to break that up and to get my brush gliding nicely. Try and get nice neat edges as you go. The idea of this is just to cover it so you can find everything. We're going to be finessing and putting colour on this later. This is an early stage of the painting. Now, when you first start doing this sort of thing, it takes a while to get your eye in. I've started with something very easy, the tulips. You can hear those kids, they're in my retro caravan, turning it into a cubby house right now. They're out just outside the gallery. Okay, so you can see how we build that up. Now I'm noticing there's a bit more of a shadow, and the shadow is actually not right on the edge, it's in the central bit here. Now what happens when this is dry and you want to spread your paint? You use more medium, and that way you can glide. It's like going skiing. You've got a lubricant there. That works brilliantly. After a bit of light there, not too much, it's too much. Loop it round. Okay, so keep your moisture up at all times, and if you're going over a dry area and you're not working wet on wet, you're going to need a lot more medium to help you glide. But that's tucking in really nicely. Now I've got a bit of a rogue petal from another flower there. I think we're going to get rid of that, and it belongs to a different, and same with those little guys, they don't belong to this one, so I think we'll just paint those out. Likewise, I noticed that my assistant here has extended this petal. I think that's great, and just put in a bit of background. That works really well. But we'll keep this guy up here. And I'll hand this back to her to finish, and we'll have another look in a minute. There we go.